Ladies and gentlemen, SideStrafe back with another episode of the Strafing Run. And today's game, Forza Horizon 3. Been playing this a whole bunch on Twitch, enjoying it thoroughly. Well, minus the performance issues on PC. The gameplay's great. I really don't have any complaints in regards to gameplay. It's a beautiful title, and it controls well. It's just a lot of fun. It's not super realistic. Most of the Horizon games are meant to be somewhat arcadey, but I'd say in between realism and arcade, somewhere in the middle. If you're looking for more realistic racing, I think you usually end up getting into Forza Motorsport, which is the other title within the franchise that I think seeks to take on Gran Turismo on PS4. However, with Horizon now, we're on PC, Windows 10 to be specific. Yes, if you want to play this on PC, you have to have Windows 10 with the anniversary update. On top of that, you can also get yourself both the Xbox One version and Windows 10 version if you buy a digital copy of the Xbox One version, whether it's on the Microsoft App Store or a store like Amazon. So anyway, let's go ahead and drive around in the Warthog. Yep, you betcha. Halo's Warthog finally makes it into a Forza game. And it's quite the bag of fantastic. You can actually own this Warthog if you've played the Master Chief Collection or Halo 5 on Xbox One. Microsoft emailed you a key. You can use that key to redeem this bad boy, and you can drive it around Australia. Anywhere you want, anytime you want. Jump into a whole bunch of races. You name it, this thing will do it. And it's a lot of fun. Here, though, we're in a bucket list event, and this is your chance to drive the Warthog, even if you don't have one of these keys. Also, this month being October, we've got something called Forzathon coming up, which will have some events that will allow you to unlock the Warthog without having played Master Chief Collection or Halo 5. On top of that, maybe you can hit up a friend that's not interested in Forza and see if they'll give you their key. I was provided a key by a viewer on Twitch, and so I was able to redeem it. Eventually, for the first few weeks, there was a bug preventing PC players from redeeming their key, and they finally squared that away, which is why I only have some bucket list challenge footage for you here. Just got my Warthog, I think, yesterday during the last patch. But anyways, yeah, it's just a lot of fun to drive. The only way to make this better is if when you're driving the Warthog, they put you in Spartan armor, or maybe ODST armor, or something, you know. Maybe even one of the Halo Marines or something, instead of the generic character provided to you within the game. Would be a lot of fun to see that, I think. But anyway, there's that bucket list challenge down. You can find it by traveling through Byron Bay, hit the coast, and follow the route that I showed within the video, and you can drive around in the Warthog for a little bit. Let's just say that before I was able to redeem my code, I had done that bucket list challenge quite a few times. But the other nice thing about this game is there is a drone mode. And here we are taking out the drone. That's me in my modified Willys Jeep. I love that thing. And just taking a better look at the Warthog. It's simply stunning, as are all the vehicles within this game. Well modeled, beautifully detailed. It's just in general a great looking game. I don't really have any complaints in the aesthetics department. I mean, I suppose we could nitpick the audio a little bit. Some of the engines in the game are hit or miss. But this is what you can do with the drone. Just gorgeous. Love it. Being able to look around like this, fantastic. Only downside is that the drone doesn't go very high. This is about the maximum elevation. But it is cool that they let you do this. As most of you know, I'm very much into exploration. And this is the perfect tool for that. You can even use it to take screenshots if you'd like. Sadly on PC it seems the photo mode is glitched. I think it down reses everything. So I'm playing at 1440p. When I switch into the photo mode, it goes into 1080, which is odd. I don't know why that's a thing. Hopefully it gets resolved in the future. Was not resolved in the last patch. But anyways, I've got a Ford Raptor here in a lovely off-road race. And the thing I love about Forza Horizon 3 is that it's anything you want it to be. You want to do off-road racing? It's there. Street, rally, you name it, it's got it. And if you kind of want to go outside the box and race something that doesn't really belong on a particular track, you can do that too. You can come out here with a supercar if you want. It's up to you. You can heavily modify these races through the blueprinting system, which is kind of nice. I think it allows for replayability, and I've already gotten many hours out of this game, which is definitely a good thing considering the fact that I bought the Ultimate Edition. There was a little bit of buyer's remorse at first, considering the price, but I looked at it, said to myself, you know what, I hadn't had a racing game in a very long time. I got a good feeling about this one. I'm just going to go for it so that I can guarantee all that extra content throughout the year. Lots of cars coming up, some of which have already been released. But, you know, don't let the thought of DLC sway you from purchasing this game. As I'll show you a little later, there's, I believe, over 300 cars in the base title without buying any DLC or expansion packs. So, no rip-off here if you just buy the standard edition. You're good to go. But anyways, something about driving around in this Raptor. Look at this right here. Opens up and you've got all that draw distance. I'm currently playing at high settings, 1440p. The game recommended Ultra, but sadly the complaint for today will be in regards to performance issues. Now, on Xbox One, there are no problems. If you lock this game down to 30 FPS, there are no problems. But we are on PC, and we're going to want to see more than 30 FPS. If you try to play above 30, there tends to be a lot of performance issues. Hitches, stuttering, low frame rates, depending on where you're located. You can see my FPS fluctuating, top right-hand side of the screen there. It's really unfortunate considering how good the game is. Gameplay, love it. Performance, hit or miss. You go near the big city, the urban area, Surfer's Paradise, frame rate drops for me under 60 into the 50s, sometimes 40s. So I've adjusted some of my settings to get into a better frame rate on average. There was a patch the other day. I don't know if it did a whole lot. I think it fixed some stuttering for some people, but this game seems to be hitting the CPU quite a bit. There's no SLI support currently. I've tested it with my dual 980 ties. No dice. So, on top of that, the game has a full screen mode, but it's not an exclusive full screen mode. It's more like a borderless windowed, and that's causing some problems. It made it difficult for me to record this footage. I had to mess around with NVIDIA Shadowplay to get it to cooperate. So, a little disappointed about some of these things because while Microsoft is doing a good thing by putting their first-party titles on PC, they're not making a great first attempt. I mean, if they really want to knock this out of the park, they should be coming at us and saying, look, you know, guys, we've had these on our console for so long. We're going to give you some of these first-party titles. We're going to give you Forza. We're going to give you Gears of War 4, Halo Forge. Potentially in the future, maybe we'll see Halo 6 on PC. Let's do it right. And here's the size of the map while I'm in the middle of this rant. It's pretty big. You're not going to get bored of Australia anytime soon. But anyways, let's do this right. Let's bring them the best Microsoft gaming experience possible. Let's support our operating system, okay? But no, it's tied into this Microsoft App Store. There's no SLI support. It's got this borderless windowed mode and windowed mode only, which leads to additional performance issues. A lot of the files, I believe, are encrypted coming off of your hard drive. Many people, including myself, appear to be seeing worse performance on an SSD. It's hitting the CPU too much. People are trying to tweak their CPU affinity and priority just to get this thing to run properly. And I'm lucky because I have a 6-core CPU and you know, a decent video card to run it. A lot of other people are downright suffering. Here's a bunch of the cars. Going to scroll right through them. Not going to sit on any of them because there's so many of them. These are the cars that you get in the standard edition of the game, and there's a lot, so we'll just go through those while I continue my rant. Anyways, yeah, I mean, the gameplay, great, no complaints, 0, love it. Performance on PC is the problem, so be very careful getting into this game. There is supposed to be a demo for PC. There is one on Xbox One, but that's not really helping PC gamers at the moment, unless you just want to check out gameplay and you happen to have an Xbox One. There's that. But yeah, as far as PC, I would have to say err on the side of caution. Be careful. Wait for a demo. Wait for some more patches. I'll, of course, try to report on the game's stability at a later date. I was kind of hoping yesterday's patch would have done a bit more for people, but sadly not the case. We'll just have to keep on waiting. And I think that's what's sad. You know, you either get a horrible game or you get a game that's great but then has performance issues, which is what we have here. Anyways, that was some of my cars there. I'm gonna take a look at my Subaru now. I really love this exploded mode here, which doesn't seem to work with all of the cars. Some do not allow you to take a look at the engine. I don't know if that's just because they never modeled the engine for the car or if there's some sort of legality behind showing the engine in a video game. I have absolutely no idea, but some you cannot take a look at, which is sad because it is really cool when you can. I will say though, however, I would have hated to be the guy that had to model the engine of the car. It just looks so complicated. But you know, all cars have cockpits, interiors. I think a lot of the cars come from Forza Motorsport 6? Apex? I don't know which one it is. 5, 6? Not sure. But I think a lot of them were probably ported over to Horizon and maybe changed in some ways to work with this game. But there's so many cars. And you, of course, have the upgrade system, which is fairly basic. When I first saw it, I was a bit intimidated. And you'll notice that this menu lags a bit. That's another one of the PC issues, is the upgrades menu lagging, especially the rims section. Just stay out of there. Otherwise, it's going to take you a while to pick your favorite set of rims. But, you know, you've got some basic statistics here to look at. Performance upgrades, increasing horsepower and maneuverability, handling and whatnot. It's there. It's a lot more simple than it seems. There's also an auto upgrade feature. If you want to rank up your car, you can have the game do it for you. You can download other people's tunings. It's pretty great. Here's some colors. You got manufacturer colors or just normal colors here. If you want to add something that is not made by the manufacturer, you can. There's special colors too if you want to get crazy with things, put camo on your car and whatnot. There is a decal system where you can design liveries and whatnot. I don't show that in this video, but it's there. You can also download designs from other players. Many of them were imported via the last Forza Motorsport, I think. But anyway, just moving out here with the Subaru. And again, I love how large the map is. I'm still not tired of exploring. So much to do. And then when you're bored of one car, you just switch to another one and you do something else. Like, you know, I feel like street racing. I feel like going off-road. I feel like doing, you know, a race with a classic muscle car, or a retro rally car, or a modern rally car, which is what we're going to do here. And it's just absolutely fantastic. And in this video, I don't even really touch on the multiplayer capabilities which exist within the game. When you can get them to work, they're pretty fun. You can go in with some of your friends. You can do co-op. You can help each other complete missions. You can basically be on a team together racing against the other bots, or drivatars as they're called. It's just great fun. You can race each other. There's a lot of other multiplayer things. You can join up different driving clubs and things like that and compete. Tons of different modes. Again, the gameplay is fantastic. I can't say enough about it. It's just absolutely one of the greatest racing games I've played in many, many years. I'm just so upset over the performance issues. I mean, even here you can see we are dropping into the 50s. I know some of you are like, oh, poor SideStrafe dropping into 50 FPS. I know, but you guys have to understand that when you're used to something, it's hard to get away from it. But, you know, back up here into the 70s, I did have to lock my frame rate to 72 because when you do unlocked, there's more stuttering. So that's something they need to work on as well. There's a bunch of settings that I have that I normally wouldn't have in this game, just to keep things smooth. And again, I'm seeing better performance than most people, but it can get pretty bad. And that's most of the reason I stay away from Surfer's Paradise, which is the one major city in this game. You get in there and your frame rate is consistently low, sadly. And, you know, your mileage may vary. No pun intended. Everybody's system's different. You might get better performance than me, you might get worse. Just, again, be careful. I don't want to tell people to buy something that might not run well on their system. But again, it's sad because the gameplay's so good. I love it. I really do. You know, of course, if you want a more realistic experience, you're probably going to want to play something like Project Cars or Dirt Rally. However, those are more so track-based games. I don't know of anything that's open world that would be considered realistic. Going into this being my first Forza game, I didn't know what to expect. I always used to hear about how Forza was built to take on Gran Turismo, and GT was, I guess, supposed to be a little bit more realistic, so I thought that this would be a realism racer, but it really isn't. There are some things that you can turn on and off. You can turn off a lot of the driving assists. You can turn on cosmetic damage. You can turn on simulator damage, which in theory allows you to destroy your engine and tires and things like that. I've never been able to do it. Mostly it seems to screw up your acceleration and handling. But I tend to drive with it off simply because there's a lot of crazy jumps and stunts that you can do in this game, as we are about to see here. And if you were to have simulator damage turned on, you probably wouldn't last very long. But you can turn it on and off on the fly. So, anyways, Koenigsegg. One gear. All the speed. This is a lot of fun. I've done this so many times just because I can't get enough of it. And airborne. Welcome to Forza Horizon 3, ladies and gentlemen. With that said, back to one of my favorite things to do in this game. It's just simply explore. And there's a lot of cool off-road vehicles in this game that you can kit out for exploration. I've got some Jeeps, this Land Rover, a Toyota Land Cruiser that I found in a barn, and you can put a whole bunch of crazy gear on them to make them the perfect off-road vehicle. And that's what I've done with this, and I just love looking around, just exploring. We're in the outback here. It's just such a gorgeous game. It's got day-night cycles, it rains. I think I need this in a driving game. I've played a lot of track-based racers, and they just don't last me very long. I like them, they're good for what they are, but I get tired of them fairly quickly. Now, obviously I get tired of a lot of games quickly, but I've gotten a lot of hours out of this one, and there are zero regrets in even purchasing the Ultimate Edition. I've gotten my money's worth easily, and just being able to do stuff like this, it's relaxing. Kitting out your vehicle for different things, whether it's a specific type of race or just casual exploration, that's cool. If only we can get rid of those performance issues. And again, out here, it's not so bad. You stay away from Surfer's Paradise, not so bad. But I'd love to hang out in the city a bit more as well. Hopefully it gets resolved in time. Microsoft just needs to support the game. They need to show us that they care about the Windows platform. It's something that they should have done years ago. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, really hope that you've enjoyed this look at Forza Horizon 3. Friendly reminder, don't forget to check me out on Twitch. They are now allowing for video uploads outside of streaming. So not just past broadcasts or highlights, but actual video uploads. So I'm going to try to upload this there as well. I do feel like Twitch is going to be taking on YouTube a little bit more in the future. Beyond that, if you are an Amazon Prime customer, you now get Twitch Prime at no additional cost, which provides you with some benefits like ad-free viewing and a free subscription that you can put towards your favorite streamer. So you can sub to my channel now on Twitch through your Twitch Prime account that's given to you through Amazon Prime, which means if you're already paying for that, you can sub to me on Twitch now and get those benefits. No additional cost. That's pretty cool. You might have to renew it every month, though. I don't know if it auto-renews. Anyways, there's that. So, ladies and gents, once again, thank you so very much for joining me. I'll see you on the next one.